What up, y'all? It's AP. You already know I'm right here on the spot. And could we possibly, just possibly, be seeing a classic Southern rap versus battle between UGK, Bun B, rest in peace Pimp C, and 8Ball and MJG? Well, listen, that's what it's looking like because Bun B recently came out and said that Swiss Beats and Timbaland are currently trying to organize a versus battle between UGK, which is now just currently Bun B because Pimp C passed away some years ago, a couple years ago, between UGK and 8Ball and MJG. I would love to see this, y'all. These are two classic, most influential hip hop groups from the South. UGK, Bun being from Dallas, Texas, and 8Ball and MJG being from Memphis, Tennessee. And listen, I have to admit that, UGK had bangers, they had classics. But when I was growing up, years ago, when I was younger, I kind of gravitated towards 8Ball and MJG, a little bit more. But I like them both. I think this would be a dope versus matchup. 8Ball and MJG, nothing but classics. So I definitely want to see it. So hopefully, they can get this on and they can get it popping and we can see this versus matchup soon. But the only negative part to this versus is that, listen, we might not be seeing it live with Bun B, UGK in a room with 8Ball and MJG. And you might be asking yourself, well, why is that, AP? They all been live and in rooms. Would both artists been in the room lately? Well, listen, Versus, which is, Swiss Beats and Timbaland, released a statement saying earlier that due to COVID-19 and everything that's going on with the numbers and the cases rising, they might not be doing, two artists live in a room. And for a while, they put that on hold. They're going back to the original format, y'all, of, the live, it's going to still be live, of course, but, one artist will be at one location at their house, maybe, or something like that. And the other artist will be at one location in the house or whatever, but they won't be on the same stage and platform. So, and this is all due, if you don't know, because, Ashanti had caught COVID-19 towards the end of December. And Ashanti, she gave the thumbs up, on January 2nd, saying she's COVID negative, she's COVID free, she no longer has the virus. But, they want to play it real safe. And, can you blame them for, me personally, if I was Keyshia, I really wouldn't want to be in close contact with somebody who was just getting over COVID. Ashanti just got the all clears on January 2nd. And so, I would be a little bit leery about that. So I can't necessarily blame them for postponing the Keyshia Cole Ashanti versus, but I also believe that the live versus added a whole different dimension and a whole different flavor that the, Instagram where, Teddy Riley was at one location at his house and Babyface was in his studio at his house. It just gives it a whole new different flavor. You ran into, bad Wi-Fi connections like with Jagged Edge and 112 and then Nelly and Ludacris. The Wi-Fi was all messed up. It was all foggy. And so, they kind of spoiled us with the live performances with the Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. And then they just recently had the E42 Short. And then they had Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle. And, the live ones was popping. They had Snoop Dogg and DMX. So, they really need to get back to that live with both artists being in the same room. My suggestion to them, if you feel like you can't do a live, because it's nothing is going to beat that live and direct energy when both artists is performing together and doing the verses and not necessarily performing together per se, but playing their songs together. Nothing is going to beat that energy. I think they should just postpone the whole versus thing until, the numbers go down and, they feel a little bit more comfortable about both artists being in the same location and performing. But when you got Apple, a multi-billion, shall I say, almost $1 trillion company backing you, Apple is going to force your hand. Versus is no longer an independent thing to where, Swiss Beats and Timbaland was, doing it on their own. Apple, putting money behind that buku Apple money, that Apple Music money, that Apple TV money. So you got to listen to what the corporate heads got to say. So let's just see what's going to happen. And I'm going to keep y'all updated on the next verses for sure. For real.